Hey YouTube, this is Rob Time, and I'd like to do a video review of the Microsoft Zune HD. A lot of people don't really like it very much. I mean, I've heard mixed reviews on YouTube, and you know, I've had this thing for about 6 months, and I really like it a lot. It's a lot cheaper than an iPod Touch. The only real differences between the two are there's a smaller screen, and there are apps available through the marketplace on the Zune itself, and they're all free, but there isn't very much support for them, and they just kind of suck. So, I mean, there is one cool game called Audio Surf, which it'll take any song on the Zune itself and turn it into kind of like a game, a beat-based game. But anyways, we're not really going to talk about that very much tonight. I'm just going to do a very basic kind of overview in this first video. In the next video that I do, I'll probably, go over some of the extended features of this thing that really make this device unique. But first of all, let's take the camera. Alright, here is the Zune HD, and this is the Platinum version. Again, I got this thing for a deal for like $200. This is a 16 gig model. This is the front of it. It has a little bit of a smaller screen than the iPod Touch, as I've said before. This is the back of it. You got your little Zune logo inscribed on the top, your serial number, and on the bottom you have your USB input and headphone jack, standard headphone jack. On the top you have your power button, as well. It doubles as the hold key. And right here is the home button at the bottom, this little bar. On the side of it, I don't really know if you can see it very well, but it says hello from Seattle, which I thought was kind of funny. Anyways, let's take a closer look. If you want to wake it up, you press either the home key or the power button once. Obviously, if it's turned off, you have to hold the power key and it boots up. But this is the home screen. You can't really see it very well, but there's a timestamp at the bottom right-hand corner, battery logo at the top right-hand corner, and this is my background. But you just slide it up to unlock. Here is obviously music, there's videos, a category for pictures, radio, which I'll go into a little bit more in a little bit. There's the marketplace, social for any of your friends that you have in your Zune software. You can send messages through Wi-Fi and see what your friends are listening to, that type of thing. You can even download songs in the marketplace. There's internet, and then there's settings. But if you can either press the home key again to pull up this front view, which you can set bands or albums to your pins to immediately access instead of having to go through the music and cycle through all your artists. You can set your favorite bands or whatever to there. There's a category for history, which shows your recent history as far as albums or videos or pictures or your radio stations that you've listened to lately. And then there's a category for new music. Don't really need to explain that very much. But anyways, if you go into the music category, first of all, there you can see a little play logo right there. You just press that button for randomized play through all your artists and albums, songs, whatever. You press the music. It immediately brings up your artists. It sorts it from numbers to through all the alphabet. So yeah, you just slide it up, and there's a little play icon, so you can play all the albums in there, or you can select an artist. I'll go with the Beatles right here. It shows up with a picture of the Beatles and lists all of your albums. And at the top right hand corner of every album there's a play icon, which immediately starts playing the album from the first song to the last song. Or you can just click on the name of the album and it lists all the songs. And right at the top you got your play icon. There's a plus icon that will add it to your now playing list. And then there's an email icon, so you can send songs through messages or email to any of your friends in your social friends list. And then to go back out of that album or to the previous menu, you just press the top image at the top of the screen. So when you first click on an artist, it will go to the albums. You can either slide it sideways to go to the next category, which is songs, or you can directly select the title of the next category by clicking on it. Then you go from songs, and then it goes to pictures, and it has a pre-downloaded pictures of that band. I was really surprised at how many bands they actually have pictures for. I don't think I really have any bands that they don't really have pictures for unless they're underground. And then the next category is bio, and you can read an entire biography of that band. And it's stored on your Zune. No matter what, you don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi to read the biography or look at the pictures. And even then, there's another category called related. And again, you don't have to be connected to Wi-Fi for this to work, but it'll come up with bands that are like that or related to that band that you selected. So for the Beatles, for instance, related comes up with the Rolling Stones, the Beach Boys, the Kinks, the Animals, and the Hollies. But every time that you click on related, it will either come up with some of the same bands, or most of the time it'll come up with different bands for you to look at. And if you're connected to Wi-Fi network, you can click on that band and download music by that band from the marketplace. That's it for the artists. And that works for every single band that is in your Zune itself. So in the music category, I just went over the artists. Now I'm going to click on playlists. And again, you can either swipe side to side or click on the title name itself. I only have 3 playlists right now. And same rules apply. There's a play button on the side of it. It'll start playing the first song in the playlist, or you can click on the playlist. Like this is the Across the Universe playlist that I have for the movie. And you can directly click on a song. You can press play to start playing the first song that's in the playlist, add it to the now playing, or send songs in a message or links to songs in a message to one of your social friends in the Zune player. Next category in music is the songs, and it directly lists all of the songs from 0 to Z. And then you have genres. And it lists all the genres. Same rules apply with the play buttons on the side and clicking on the titles of the genres as the artists. And then it goes to albums, and it directly lists all the albums. So that's it for music. I'm going to go in and do a little bit of an extended features list. Well, actually, never mind. We'll just go to it right now because it's not that much different. So say you are in your music list on artists, or this works for songs and albums as well. But I'll just show you on the artists. See, these little squares up here show the letter of the artists that follow. But one thing that I had recently figured out a couple months ago is that if you click on the square, it'll bring up all the letters of the artists that you actually have. So say you're at the top of the list and you want to listen to, someone from the W category, you just click on W and it automatically goes straight to W in your artists. And that works for the artists as well as the songs and the album titles. Okay, now we'll go to the videos. And this lists all of your videos that you have. I just have movies in here, but you can also put in music videos, TV shows, that type of a thing. Actually, I'll click on Anchorman right now to show you some of the video quality. My camera really doesn't do it justice, but it plays it really smoothly. Has high resolution screen. That's part of the HD name, but the main reason for the HD name is the radio. But we'll go to the pictures category next. Click on pictures and it'll show you all of your pictures that you have. There's you can set different names for different groups of pictures. You click on one of the titles and it shows all the pictures in that group, and you click on a picture and it'll show up. But if it's sideways like this thing has an accelerometer in it just like the iPod, and you can flip it sideways and it'll make it the larger image. You can also set these as a background. You just click on the image or tap on it once, and you can either click the play button, which then makes all the pictures that are in that category a slideshow, or you can click on apply as background down here at the bottom. But you click the back arrow to go back, click up here to go back to that, and this is just by folder. They're also sorted by date, and that's it. So for the radio app, this is it right here. The reason why it's called the Zune HD, or the main reason why it is because this thing has a built-in HD radio, which is something that the iPod Touch does not have, which is part of the reason why I really like this thing better than an iPod, because sometimes I listen to the radio. I mostly listen to some talk shows here and there, but if you're in a mainly populated area that has HD radio signal, it will show up. We'll go over to 103.3, and I don't know if I'll get HD signal here, but usually when you get HD signal, it'll say HD to the side right here. And with most of the HD signals that are here in Portland, Oregon, each HD station has multiple stations within that same signal. So say just this 103.3. It is an HD signal station usually, but I'm not in the signal right now. When it is in HD, it'll show up with multiple stations at the bottom right here. It'll show HD1 and HD2 because there's only two HD stations for 103.3, but you can just slide from side to side which station you want to do. Usually HD